chapters 39 through 48 of the book of Isaiah from the Young's Literal Translation of the Bible. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Mark Penfold. Chapters 39 through 48 of Isaiah from the Young's Literal Translation. Chapter 39. At that time hath Merodach-Baladan, son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present unto Hezekiah, when he heareth that he hath been sick, and is become strong. And Hezekiah rejoiceth over them, and sheweth them the house of his spices, the silver and the gold, and the spices, and the good ointment, and all the house of his vessels, and all that hath been found in his treasures. There hath not been a thing in his house, and in all his dominion, that Hezekiah hath not shewed them. And Isaiah the prophet cometh in unto King Hezekiah, and saith unto him, What said these men? And whence come they unto thee? And Hezekiah saith, From a land afar off they have come unto me, from Babylon. And he saith, What saw they in thy house? And Hezekiah saith, All that is in my house they saw. There hath not been a thing that I have not shewed them among my treasures. And Isaiah saith unto Hezekiah, Hear a word of Jehovah of hosts. Lo, days are coming, and born hath been all that is in thy house, and that thy fathers have treasured up till this day, to Babylon. There is not left a thing, said Jehovah. And of thy sons who come forth from thee, whom thou begettest, they take, and they have been eunuchs in a palace of the king of Babylon. And Hezekiah saith unto Isaiah, Good is the word of Jehovah that thou hast spoken. And he saith, Because there is peace and truth in my days. Chapter 40. Comfort ye, my people, saith your God. Speak to the heart of Jerusalem, and call to her, that her warfare hath been completed, that accepted hath been her punishment, that she hath received from the hand of Jehovah double for all her sins. A voice is crying in a wilderness, Prepare ye the way of Jehovah, make straight in a desert a highway to our God. Every valley is raised up, and every mountain and hill become low, and the crooked place hath become a plain, and the entangled places a valley. And revealed hath been the honor of Jehovah, and seen it have all flesh together, for the mouth of Jehovah hath spoken. A voice is saying, Call, and he said, What do I call? All flesh is grass, and all its goodliness is as a flower of the field. Withered hath grass, faded the flower, for the Spirit of Jehovah blew upon it. Surely the people is grass. Withered hath grass, faded the flower, but a word of our God riseth forever. On a high mountain get thee up, O Zion, proclaiming tidings. Lift up with power thy voice, O Jerusalem, proclaiming tidings. Lift up, fear not, say to cities of Judah, Lo, your God! Lo, the Lord Jehovah with strength cometh, and his arm is ruling for him. Lo, his hire is with him, and his wage before him. As a shepherd his flock he feedeth. With his arm he gathereth lambs, and in his bosom he carrieth them. Suckling ones he leadeth. Who hath measured in the hollow of his hand the waters, and the heavens by a span hath meted out, and comprehended in a measure the dust of the earth, and hath weighed in scales the mountains, and the hills in a balance? Who hath meted out the Spirit of Jehovah, and being his counselor, doth teach him? With whom consulted he, that he causeth him to understand? And teacheth him in the path of judgment, and teacheth him knowledge, and the way of understanding causeth him to know. Lo, nations as a drop from a bucket, and as small dust of the balance have been reckoned. Lo, isles as a small thing he taketh up. And Lebanon is not sufficient to burn, nor its beasts sufficient for a burnt offering. All the nations are as nothing before him, less than nothing and emptiness, they have been reckoned to him. And unto whom do ye liken God? And what likeness do ye compare to him? The graven image poured out hath a artisan, and a refiner with gold spreadeth it over, and chains of silver he is refining. He who is poor by heave offerings, a tree not rotten doth choose. A skillful artisan he seeketh for it, to establish a graven image, not moved. Do ye not know? Do ye not hear? Hath it not been declared from the first to you? Have ye not understood from the foundations of the earth? He who is sitting on the circle of the earth, and its inhabitants are as grasshoppers. he who is stretching out as a thin thing the heavens, and spreadeth them as a tent to dwell in. He who is making princes become nothing, judges of earth as emptiness hath made. Yea, they have not been planted, yea, they have not been sown, yea, not taking root in the earth is their stock. And also he hath blown upon them, and they wither, and a whirlwind as stubble taketh them away. And unto whom do ye liken me? And am I equal? Saith the Holy One. Lift up on high your eyes, and see. Who hath prepared these? He who is bringing out by number their host. To all of them by name he calleth, by abundance of strength. And he is strong in power, not one is lacking. What sayest thou, O Jacob? And speakest thou, O Israel? My way hath been hid from Jehovah, and from my God my judgment passeth over. Hast thou not known? Hast thou not heard? The God of the age, Jehovah, preparer of the ends of the earth, is not wearied nor fatigued. There is no searching of his understanding. He is giving power to the weary, and to those not strong he increaseth might. Even youths are wearied and fatigued, and young men utterly stumble. But those expecting Jehovah pass to power. They rise up the pinion as eagles. They run and are not fatigued. They go on and do not faint. Chapter 41. Keep silent towards me, O isles, and the peoples pass on to power. They come nigh, then they speak. Together to judgment we draw near. Who stirred up from the east a righteous one? He calleth him to his foot. He giveth before him nations, and kings he causeth him to rule. He giveth them as dust to his sword, as driven stubble to his bow. He pursueth them. He passeth over in safety. A path with his feet he entereth not. Who hath wrought and done, calling the generations from the first? I, Jehovah, the first, and with the last I am he. Seen have isles and fear, ends of the earth tremble. They have drawn near, yea, they come. Each his neighbor they help, and to his brother he saith, Be strong! And strengthen doth an artisan the refiner, a smoother with a hammer, him who is beating on an anvil, saying, For joining it is good. And he strengtheneth it with nails, it is not moved. And thou, O Israel, my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, seed of Abraham, my lover, whom I have taken hold of from the ends of the earth, and from its near places I have called thee, and I say to thee, My servant thou art. I have chosen thee, and not rejected thee. Be not afraid, for with thee I am. Look not around, for I am thy God. I have strengthened thee, yea, I have helped thee, yea, I upheld thee with the right hand of my righteousness. Lo, all those displeased with thee, they are ashamed and blush. They are as nothing, yea, perish do the men who strive with thee. Thou seekest them, and findest them not. The men who debate with thee, they are as nothing, yea, as nothing, the men who war with thee. For I, Jehovah thy God, am strengthening thy right hand, he who is saying to thee, Fear not, I have helped thee. Fear not, O worm Jacob, ye men of Israel, I helped thee, an affirmation of Jehovah, even thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. Lo, I have set thee for a new sharp threshing instrument, possessing teeth. Thou threshest mountains, and beatest small, and hills as chaff thou makest. Thou winnowest them, and a wind lifteth them up, and a whirlwind scattereth them. And thou rejoicest in Jehovah, in the Holy One of Israel dost boast thyself. The poor and the needy are seeking water, and there is none. Their tongue with thirst hath failed. I, Jehovah, do answer them, the God of Israel. I do not forsake them. I open on high places rivers, and in midst of valleys fountains. I make a wilderness become a pond of water, and a dry land become springs of water. I give in a wilderness the cedar, shitha, and myrtle, and oil tree. I set in a desert the fir pine and boxwood together, so that they see and know and regard and act wisely together. For the hand of Jehovah hath done this, and the Holy One of Israel hath prepared it. Bring near your cause, saith Jehovah. Bring nigh your mighty ones, saith the King of Jacob. They bring nigh, and declare to us that which doth happen. The first things, what they are, declare thee. And we set our heart, and know their latter end. Or the coming things cause us to hear. Declare the things that are coming hereafter. And we know that ye are gods. Yea, ye may do good or do evil, and we look around, and see it together. Lo, ye are of nothing, and your work of naught, an abomination. it fixeth on you. I have stirred up one from the north, and he cometh. From the rising of the sun he calleth in my name. And he cometh in on prefects as on clay, and as a potter treadeth down mire. Who hath declared from the first, and we know, and beforetime, and we say, Righteous? Yea, there is none declaring. Yea, there is none proclaiming. Yea, there is none hearing your sayings. First to Zion, behold, behold them. And to Jerusalem, one proclaiming tidings I give. And I see that there is no man, yea, of these that there is no counselor. And I ask them, and they return word. Lo, all of them are vanity, naught are their works, wind and emptiness their molten images. Chapter 42. Lo, my servant, I take hold on him, my chosen one. My soul hath accepted. I have put my spirit upon him. Judgment to nations he bringeth forth. He doth not cry, nor lift up, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. A bruised reed he breaketh not, and dim flax he quencheth not. To truth he bringeth forth judgment. He doth not become weak nor bruised, till he setteth judgment in the earth. And for his law isles wait with hope. Thus said God, Jehovah, preparing the heavens and stretching them out, spreading out the earth and its productions, giving breath to the people on it, and spirit to those walking in it. I, Jehovah, did call thee in righteousness, and I lay hold on thy hand, and keep thee, and I give thee for a covenant of a people, and a light of nations, to open the eyes of the blind, to bring forth from prison the bound one, from the house of restraint those sitting in darkness. I am Jehovah, this is my name, and mine honor to another I give not, nor my praise to graven images. The former things, lo, have come, and new things I am declaring. Before they spring up I caused you to hear. Sing to Jehovah a new song, his praise from the end of the earth, ye who are going down to the sea, and its fullness, isles and their inhabitants. The wilderness and its cities do lift up the voice. The villages Kedar doth inhabit. Sing to the inhabitants of Selah, from the top of mountains they cry. They ascribe to Jehovah honor, and his praise in the isles they declare. Jehovah as a mighty one goeth forth. As a man of war he stirreth up zeal. He crieth, yea, he shrieketh. Against his enemies he showeth himself mighty. I have kept silent from of old. I keep silent, I refrain myself. As a travailing woman I cry out. I desolate and swallow up together. I make waste mountains and hills, and all their herbs I dry up. And I have made rivers become isles, and ponds I dry up. And I have caused the blind to go in a way they have not known. In paths they have not known I cause them to tread. I make a dark place before them become light, and unleveled places become a plain. These are the things I have done to them, and I have not forsaken them. Removed backward, utterly ashamed, are those trusting in a graven image, those saying to a molten image, Ye are our gods! Ye deaf, hear, and ye blind, look to see. Who is blind but my servant, and deaf as my messenger I send? Who is blind as he who is at peace, yea, blind as the servant of Jehovah? Seeing many things, and thou observest not, opening ears, and he heareth not. Jehovah hath delight for the sake of his righteousness. He magnifieth law, and maketh honorable. And this is a people seized and spoiled, snared in holes, all of them, and in houses of restraint they were hidden. They have been for a prey, and there is no deliverer, a spoil, and none is saying, Restore. Who among you giveth ear to this, attendeth, and heareth afterwards? Who hath given Jacob for a spoil, and Israel to the spoilers? Is it not Jehovah, he against whom we sinned? Yea, they have not been willing in his ways to walk, nor have they hearkened to his law. And he poureth on them fury, his anger, and the strength of battle, and it setteth him on fire round about. And he hath not known, and it burneth against him, and he layeth it not to heart. Chapter 43. And now, thus said Jehovah, thy Creator, O Jacob, and thy Fashioner, O Israel, be not afraid, for I have redeemed thee. I have called on thy name, thou art mine. When thou passest into waters, I am with thee, and into floods, they do not overflow thee. When thou goest into fire, thou art not burnt, and a flame doth not burn against thee. For I, Jehovah thy God, the Holy One of Israel, thy Saviour, I have appointed Egypt thine atonement, Cush and Seba in thy stead. Since thou wast precious in mine eyes, thou wast honoured, and I have loved thee, and I appoint men in thy stead, and peoples instead of thy life. Be not afraid, for I am with thee. From the east I bring in thy seed, and from the west I gather thee. I am saying to the north, Give up, and to the south, Restrain not. Bring in my sons from afar, and my daughters from the end of the earth. Everyone who is called by my name, even for my honor, I have created him. I have formed him, yea, I have made him. He brought out a blind people who have eyes, and deaf ones who have ears. All the nations have been gathered together, and the peoples are assembled. Who among them declareth this, and former things causeth us to hear? They give their witnesses, and they are declared righteous, and they hear and say, Truth. Ye are my witnesses, an affirmation of Jehovah, and my servant whom I have chosen, so that ye know and give credence to me, and understand that I am he. Before me there was no God formed, and after me there is none. I am Jehovah, and besides me there is no Savior. I declared and saved and proclaimed, and there is no stranger with you, and ye are my witnesses, an affirmation of Jehovah, and I am God. Even from the day I am he, and there is no deliverer from my hand. I work, and who doth turn it back? Thus said Jehovah, your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. For your sake I have sent to Babylon, and caused bars to descend, all of them, and the Chaldeans, whose song is in the ships. I am Jehovah, your Holy One, Creator of Israel, your King. Thus said Jehovah, who is giving in the sea a way, and in the strong waters a path, who is bringing forth chariot and horse, a force, even a strong one. Together they lie down, they rise not, they have been extinguished, as flax they have been quenched. Remember not former things, and ancient things consider not. Lo, I am doing a new thing, now it springeth up. Do ye not know it? Yea, I put in a wilderness a way, in a desolate place floods. Honor me doth the beast of the field, dragons and daughters of an ostrich. For I have given in a wilderness waters, floods in a desolate place, to give drink to my people, my chosen. This people I have formed for myself, my praise they recount. And me thou hast not called, O Jacob, for thou hast been wearied of me, O Israel. Thou hast not brought into me the lamb of thy burnt offerings, and with thy sacrifices thou hast not honored me. I have not caused thee to serve with a present, nor wearied thee with frankincense. Thou hast not bought for me with money sweet cane, and with the fat of thy sacrifices hast not filled me. Only thou hast caused me to serve with thy sins. Thou hast wearied me with thine iniquities. I am he who is blotting out thy transgressions for mine own sake, and thy sins I do not remember. Cause me to remember, we are judged together. Declare thou, that thou mayest be justified. Thy first father sinned, and thine interpreters transgressed against me. And I pollute princes of the sanctuary, and I give Jacob to destruction, and Israel to revilings. Chapter 44. And now hear, O Jacob my servant, and Israel whom I have fixed on. Thus said Jehovah thy Maker and thy Former, from the womb he doth help thee. Fear not, my servant Jacob, and Jeshurun whom I have fixed on. For I pour waters on a thirsty one, and floods on a dry land. I pour my spirit on thy seed, and my blessing on thine offspring. And they have sprung up as among grass, as willows by streams of water. This one saith, For Jehovah I am, and this calleth himself by the name of Jacob. And this one writeth with his hand, For Jehovah, and by the name of Israel surnameth himself. Thus said Jehovah, King of Israel, and his Redeemer, Jehovah of hosts, I am the first, and I the last, and besides me there is no God. And who as I doth call and declare it, and arrange it for me, since my placing the people of antiquity, and things that are coming, and those that do come, declare they to them. Fear not, nor be afraid. Have I not from that time caused thee to hear, and declared? And ye are my witnesses. Is there a God besides me? Yea, there is none, a rock I have not known. Framers of a graven image are all of them emptiness, and their desirable things do not profit, and their own witnesses they are. They see not, nor know, that they may be ashamed. Who hath formed a God? and a molten image poured out, not profitable. Lo, all his companions are ashamed. As to artisans, they are of men. All of them gather together, they stand up, they fear, they are ashamed together. He hath wrought iron with an axe, and hath wrought with coals, and with hammers doth form it, and doth work it by his powerful arm. Yea, he is hungry, and there is no power. He doth not drink water, and he is wearied. He hath wrought with wood, he hath stretched out a rule, he doth mark it with a line. He maketh it with carving tools, and with a compass he marketh it out, and maketh it according to the form of a man, according to the beauty of a man, to remain in the house. Cutting down to himself cedars, he taketh also a cypress and an oak, and he strengtheneth it for himself. Among the trees of a forest he hath planted an ash, and the shower doth nourish it. And it hath been for man to burn, and he taketh of them, and becometh warm. Yea, he kindleth it, and hath baked bread. Yea, he maketh a god, and boweth himself. He hath made it a graven image, and he falleth down to it. Half of it he hath burnt in the fire, by this half of it he eateth flesh. He roasteth a roasting, and is satisfied. Yea, he is warm, and saith, Aha, I have become warm, I have enjoyed the light. And its remnant for a god he hath made. For his graven image he falleth down to it, and worshippeth, and prayeth unto it, and he saith, Deliver me, for my God thou art. They have not known, nor do they understand, for he hath daubed their eyes from seeing, their heart from acting wisely. And none doth turn it back unto his heart, nor hath knowledge nor understanding to say, Half of it I have burned in the fire, yea, also I have baked bread over its coals. I roast flesh, and I eat, and its remnant for an abomination I make. To the stalk of a tree I fall down. Feeding on ashes, the heart is deceived. It hath turned him aside, and he delivereth not his soul, nor saith, Is there not a lie in my right hand? Remember these, O Jacob, and Israel, for my servant thou art. I formed thee. A servant to me thou art, O Israel. Thou dost not forget me. I have blotted out, as by a thick cloud, thy transgressions, and as by a cloud thy sins. Return unto me, for I have redeemed thee. Sing, O heavens, for Jehovah hath wrought. Shout, O lower parts of earth. Break forth, O mountains, with singing, forest and every tree in it. For Jehovah hath redeemed Jacob, and in Israel he doth beautify himself. Thus said Jehovah, thy Redeemer, and thy Framer from the womb. I am Jehovah, doing all things, stretching out the heavens by myself, stretching out the earth. Who is with me? Making void the tokens of devisers, and diviners it maketh mad, turning the wise backward, and their knowledge it maketh foolish. Confirming the word of his servant, the counsel of his messengers it perfecteth. Who is saying of Jerusalem, She is inhabited, and of cities of Judah, They shall be built, and her wastes I raise up. Who is saying to the deep, Be dry, and thy rivers I cause to dry up. Who is saying of Cyrus my shepherd, And all my delight he doth perfect, so as to say of Jerusalem, Thou art built, and of the temple, Thou art founded. Chapter 45. Thus said Jehovah to his anointed, to Cyrus, whose right hand I have laid hold on, to subdue nations before him, yea, loins of kings I loose, to open before him two-leaved doors, yea, gates are not shut. I go before thee, and crooked places make straight. Two-leaved doors of brass I shiver, and bars of iron I cut asunder, and have given to thee treasures of darkness, even treasures of secret places, so that thou knowest that I, Jehovah, who am calling on thy name, am the God of Israel. For the sake of my servant Jacob, and of Israel my chosen, I call also thee by thy name. I surname thee, and thou hast not known me. I am Jehovah, and there is none else. Except me there is no God. I gird thee, and thou hast not known me. So that they know from the rising of the sun, and from the west, that there is none besides me. I am Jehovah, and there is none else, forming light and preparing darkness, making peace and preparing evil. I am Jehovah, doing all these things. Drop, ye heavens, from above, and clouds do cause righteousness to flow. Earth openeth, and they are fruitful. Salvation and righteousness spring up together. I, Jehovah, have prepared it. Woe to him who is striving with his former, a potsherd with potsherds of the ground. Doth clay say to its framer, What dost thou? And thy work, he hath no hands? Woe to him who is saying to a father, What dost thou beget? Or to a wife, What dost thou bring forth? Thus said Jehovah, the Holy One of Israel, and his former, Ask me of the things coming concerning my sons, yea, concerning the work of my hands, ye command me. I made earth, and man on it prepared, I. My hand stretched out the heavens, and all their host I have commanded. I have stirred him up in righteousness, and all his ways I make straight. He doth build my city, and my captivity doth send out, not for price, nor for bribe, said Jehovah of hosts. Thus said Jehovah, the labor of Egypt, and the merchandise of Cush, and of the Sebaim, men of measure, unto thee pass over, and thine they are. After thee they go, in fetters they pass over, and unto thee they bow themselves, unto thee they pray. Only in thee is God, and there is none else, no other God. Surely thou art a God hiding thyself, God of Israel, Saviour. They have been ashamed, and they have even blushed, all of them. Together gone in confusion have those carving images. Israel hath been saved in Jehovah, a salvation age-during. Ye are not ashamed, nor confounded unto the ages of eternity. For thus said Jehovah, Creator of heaven, He is God, former of earth and its maker, He established it. Not empty He prepared it, for inhabiting He formed it. I am Jehovah, and there is none else. Not in secret have I spoken. In a dark place of the earth I have not said to the seed of Jacob, In vain seek ye me. I am Jehovah, speaking righteousness, declaring uprightness. Be gathered and come in, come nigh together, ye escaped of the nations. They have not known, who are lifting up the wood of their graven image, and praying unto a God that saveth not. Declare ye, and bring near, yea, they take counsel together. Who hath proclaimed this from of old? From that time hath declared it. Is it not I, Jehovah? And there is no other God besides me, a God righteous and saving. There is none save me. Turn to me and be saved, all ends of the earth. For I am God, and there is none else. By myself I have sworn. Gone out from my mouth in righteousness hath a word, and it turneth not back, that to me bow doth every knee, every tongue swear. Only in Jehovah, said hath one, have I righteousness and strength. Unto him he cometh in, and ashamed are all those displeased with him. In Jehovah are all the seed of Israel justified, and they boast themselves. Chapter 46. Bowed down hath Bel, stooping is Nebo. Their idols have been for the beast and for cattle. Your burdens are loaded, a burden to the weary. They have stooped, they have bowed together. They have not been able to deliver the burden, and themselves into captivity have gone. Hearken unto me, O house of Jacob, and all the remnant of Israel, who are born from the belly, who are carried from the womb. Even to old age I am he, and to gray hairs I carry. I made, and I bear, yea, I carry and deliver. To whom do ye liken me, and make equal, and compare me, that we may be like? They are pouring out gold from a bag, and silver on the beam they weigh. They hire a refiner, and he maketh it a god. They fall down, yea, they bow themselves. They lift him up on the shoulder. They carry him, and cause him to rest in his place. And he standeth, from his place he moveth not. Yea, one crieth unto him, and he answereth not. From his adversity he saveth him not. Remember this, and shew yourselves men. Turn it back, O transgressors, to the heart. Remember former things of old, for I am mighty, and there is none else, God, and there is none like me, declaring from the beginning the latter end, and from of old that which hath not been done, saying, My counsel doth stand, and all my delight I do, calling from the east a ravenous bird, from a far land a man of my counsel. Yea, I have spoken, yea, I bring it in, I have formed it, yea, I do it. Hearken unto me, ye mighty in heart, who are far from righteousness. I have brought near my righteousness. It is not far off, and my salvation it doth not tarry. And I have given in Zion salvation, to Israel my glory. Chapter 47. Come down and sit on the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the earth. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For no more do they cry to thee, O tender and delicate one. Take millstones, and grind flour. Remove thy veil. Draw up the skirt. Uncover the leg. Pass over the floods. Revealed is thy nakedness, yea, seen is thy reproach. Vengeance I take, and I meet not a man. Our Redeemer is Jehovah of hosts, his name is the Holy One of Israel. Sit silent, and go into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for no more do they cry to thee, Mistress of kingdoms. I have been wroth against my people, I have polluted mine inheritance, and I give them into thy hand. Thou hast not appointed for them mercies. On the aged thou hast made thy yoke very heavy. And thou sayest, To the age I am mistress, while thou hast not laid these things to thy heart, thou hast not remembered the latter end of it. And now hear this, O luxurious one, who is sitting confidently, who is saying in her heart, I am, and none else. I sit not a widow, nor know bereavement. And come into thee, do these two things, in a moment, in one day, childlessness and widowhood. According to their perfection they have come upon thee, in the multitude of thy sorceries, in the exceeding might of thy charms. And thou art confident in thy wickedness. Thou hast said, There is none seeing me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it is turning thee back. And thou sayest in thy heart, I am, and none else. And come in on thee hath evil, thou knowest not its rising. And fall on thee doth mischief, thou art not able to pacify it. And come on thee suddenly doth desolation, thou knowest not. Stand, I pray thee, in thy charms, and in the multitude of thy sorceries, in which thou hast labored from thy youth. It may be thou art able to profit, it may be thou dost terrify. Thou hast been wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Stand up, I pray thee, and save thee. Let the charmers of the heavens, those looking on the stars, those teaching concerning the months, from those things that come on thee. Lo, they have been as stubble. Fire hath burned them. They deliver not themselves from the power of the flame. There is not a coal to warm them, a light to sit before it. So have they been to thee with whom thou hast labored, thy merchants from thy youth. Each to his passage they have wandered. Thy Savior is not. Chapter 48. Hear ye this, O house of Jacob, who are called by the name of Israel, and from the waters of Judah came out, who are swearing by the name of Jehovah, and of the God of Israel make mention, not in truth nor in righteousness. For from the holy city they have been called, and on the God of Israel been supported. Jehovah of hosts is his name. The former things from that time I declared, and from my mouth they have gone forth, and I proclaim them. Suddenly I have done, and it cometh. From my knowing that thou art obstinate, and a sinew of iron thy neck, and thy forehead brass. And I declare to thee from that time, before it cometh I have caused thee to hear, lest thou say, Mine idol hath done them, and my graven image and my molten image did command them. Thou hast heard, see the whole of it, and ye, do ye not declare? I have caused thee to hear new things from this time, and things reserved that ye knew not. Now they have been produced, and not from that time, yea, before the day, and thou hast not heard them, lest thou say, Lo, I have known them. Yea, thou hast not heard, yea, thou hast not known, yea, from that time not opened hath thine ear, for I have known thou dealest treacherously, and transgressor from the belly, one is crying to thee. For my name's sake I defer mine anger, and my praise I restrain for thee, so as not to cut thee off. Lo, I have refined thee, and not with silver. I have chosen thee in a furnace of affliction. For my sake, for mine own sake I do it. For how is it polluted? And mine honor to another I give not. Hearken to me, O Jacob, and Israel my called one. I am he, I am first, and I am last. Also, my hand hath founded earth, and my right hand stretched out the heavens. I am calling unto them, they stand together. Be gathered all of you, and hear. Who among them did declare these things? Jehovah hath loved him. He doth his pleasure on Babylon, and his arm is on the Chaldeans. I have spoken, yea, I have called him, I have brought him in, and he hath made prosperous his way. Come ye near unto me, hear this. Not from the beginning in secret spake I. From the time of its being, there am I. And now the Lord Jehovah hath sent me, and his Spirit. Thus said Jehovah thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, I am Jehovah thy God, teaching thee to profit, causing thee to tread in the way thou goest. Oh, that thou hadst attended to my commands! Then as a river is thy peace, and thy righteousness as billows of the sea, and as sand is thy seed, and the offspring of thy bowels as its gravel. not cut off nor destroyed his name before me. Go out from Babylon, free from the Chaldeans. With a voice of singing declare, cause ye this to be heard. Bring it forth unto the end of the earth. Say, redeemed hath Jehovah his servant Jacob. And they have not thirsted in waste places. He hath caused them to go on. Waters from a rock he hath caused to flow to them. Yea, he cleaveth a rock, and flow do waters. There is no peace, said Jehovah, to the wicked. The end of chapters 39 through 48 of the book of Isaiah from the Young's Literal Translation of the Bible. Recording by Mark Penfold.